ਗੈਸੋਲੀਨ ਦੀਆਂ ਵਧੀਆਂ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਦਰਦਨਾਕ ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮਾਹਿਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਿਰਾਵਟ ਦੀ ਉਮੀਦ ਜਤਾਈ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਮਾਹਿਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਅਜੇ ਵੀ ਸਥਿਤੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਆਧਾਰ ਤੇ ਵੱਧ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਉਹ ਸੰਭਾਵਿਤ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਗਰਮੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਸਿਖਰ ਦੇ ਡਰਾਈਵਿੰਗ ਸੀਜ਼ਨ ਦੌਰਾਨ $4 ਪ੍ਰਤੀ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ। ਪਰ ਗੈਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ 2022 ਤੱਕ ਦੇਖੇ ਗਏ ਉੱਚੇ ਪੱਧਰ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਣ ਦੀ ਸੰਭਾਵਨਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। ਮਾਹਿਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਗੈਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਾਧਾ ਹੋਣ ਦੀ ਉਮੀਦ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਹੈ।
We're ending the year with a 4-cent increase tomorrow to $1.49.9, and it were not for the province dropping gas taxes and keeping them down by about 6 cents a litre, you'd be paying in the $1.55 range. Of course, in mid-June, in June 8th to be specific, we hit the all-time high of 215.9, and we saw the year's low hit around December the 8th with $1.33.9. These are numbers that are nothing to write home about. They mean that it means, of course, that the cost of living continues to be pushed to a large extent by energy. And if gasoline weren't enough, it's that diesel remains stubbornly well over $2 a litre. So the year, I think, has been one of, yes, recovery post-COVID, but it's also a year in which we are now having to, I think, seriously look at inflation driven by energy prices, inflation driven to a large extent by the world's need for more energy, not less. And of course, that means that gas prices into 2023, really 2022 is likely to see a redux, in what we see in 2023, whether it's the International Energy Agency, or whether it happens to be, economists at some of the senior banks in this country suggesting we'll be going to $95 a barrel. So it's been a tough year, a weird year, but a very expensive one with significant economic impacts for everybody. Well, getting more oil into the global markets, being the third largest, having the third largest provable reserves, I think is important in order to stabilize prices. But the war in Ukraine, of course, will continue to have reverberating effects, not just in terms of disruption of products, but now that there's a cap in place on Russian oil and on other forms of energy coming from that country, and the response by OPEC and Russia, who is very much a part of that, could play, even more significantly into driving up prices rather than the intended effect of capping those prices in the hope that, in the belief that somehow they will come down. Remember, of course, this is a year where the Americans are going to have to buy back a lot of the oil that they gave away in the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to attempt to try to tame oil and to try to address the fundamental shortages that have been created over the years through at least a 8-9 year movement towards divestment from oil and gas. We're now, of course, reaping a very bitter harvest, and that means that for the foreseeable future, look for gas prices, look for diesel, look for heating oil, jet fuel, urea that's used from diesel, derived nitrogen, all these products that are used for fertilizer, for food. All of these things are going to be significantly challenged in the years ahead. And of course, the only thing holding the breakout, if you will, in energy prices has been markets really nervous about central banks around the world raising interest rates to, as it were, crash economies. A whopping opportunity lost by political leadership in this country that does not understand, could not see that the future is, in fact, in natural gas and, to a lesser extent, oils that we need to drive all of our economies, whether it's renewables, whether it's building EVs. All of these things need to be done with hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are not going away, much as we'd like to wish them away. The reality is that attempts to do that only drives up the price of energy, drives out, investment